So, hello and peace be upon you. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Happiness Revolution, where the point of these episodes is to actually cause a revolution. It won't happen just me by myself. The way to envisage this revolution happening. This is a bit of an introduction before I talk about the main topic, by the way. The way it's going to happen is that it's like we're in darkness at the moment, you know. There are so many things we don't know about ourselves, simple truths that we've buried, even though those truths have been known for thousands of years through the different religions, but unfortunately, the religious leaders have become politicized. They have become politicians and using that truth and buried the truth that they don't like, and used a few bits that they do like out of context to take control. So that's happened, but that doesn't mean those religions are false. We have to go back to the original teachings, and you will find those truths. So all I'm doing is giving out those truths, and it's really important to know why I'm giving these truths. Is not to become famous or popular or something like that, or just to make another YouTube self-help channel. It's because I do care. I really, really do care, and it hurts me a lot when there's a lot of suffering in the world that could be avoided. So that's where I'm coming from. I want to talk about drugs today. How can we solve the drug issue is a way of putting it. How can we stop people taking harmful drugs, cocaine, whatever, that destroys their lives, destroys other people's lives, so much misery. Obviously it affects the economy as well, so badly in so many ways. So it's a very important issue. And the basic way is not to say, just stop taking drugs is really bad, whatever. It's to realize that we need to offer something better. The reason why people take drugs is things like boredom, but not boredom in the sense of lack of things to do. People can always make up things to do, but things that you really have a passion for and can get excited about. Basically, the kind of things that people need to be involved in, the youth especially, to be able to get involved in, are sort of charitable things, but not in a boring sense. The kind of stuff where the community gets together with lots of love between each other and says, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and keep people involved. Like they say, idle thumbs are the devil's workshop. So I'm rubbish at sayings. I always half remember them properly. But the point is, when you don't have many things to do, you end up doing bad things. That's just one reason. There is a lot of suffering in families and things like that. So if families were more healthy, where unfortunately at the moment the role of the mother, it sounds really kind of 1950s, but the role of the mother has been lost. It's become more important to show off how much money you can make, how big TV screens you can get, and stupid stuff that doesn't actually make you happy when you think about it. So the focus has gone wrong. The focus should be back on family values, where people love each other within the family, and the mother, of course the father is very important to that role, but the mother is core to that, creating a heavenly atmosphere within the home, where people would want to stay at home rather than go out in the streets and meet their friends and stuff like that, you know, and do stupid stuff to show off to each other, and then eventually end up taking drugs to show off to each other. So there's so many reasons why people go into drugs. Of course there's other reasons, and there's only so many reasons I can cover, but and answer to, and I want to do that over many videos. Of course, there's things like pressure and things like that, but where does pressure come from? We actually put a lot of pressure on ourselves to get stuff that we don't need. So that goes back to the idea of healthy family values, where you don't value money so highly, but you value relationships and good relationships, and that will automatically guide you the right direction and keep you away from a bad and unhealthy and stressful mentality. So that's one of those things. But one more thing I feel like bringing out is that you cannot solve your issues if you come from a selfish vantage point, that I wanna free myself of drug issues so that I become successful. The people who free themselves from the shackles of unnecessary wants and needs and stuff like that are the ones who do it for unselfish reasons, for love, basically, love of other people. So if you have these kind of things, like for example, if you love your mother enough to say, I want to stop harming myself so that I don't hurt my mother, for example, or my father, or my family, that will give you the strength to get out of addiction, for example. And it will also clear your mind from the worries you have that are unreal. We might think, for sure, we're really poor. I'm really poor at the moment, by the way. I could tell you month after month I don't know how I'm going to pay my mortgage, but it doesn't mean I have to be stressed about it. That's a talk for another video. But just to make the point that worries are not necessarily real. They're very rarely real. We can get rid of those worries. It's possible. So we have to have love for, if you love humanity, you'll be doing things like making these videos, because that's what I'm doing. I don't need really anything from these videos. So if you love humanity, you will free yourself from shackles of drugs, for example. There's one more thing I need to say, and there are many drugs, especially alcohol, which is the gateway, is known to be the gateway to many other drugs. Because when alcohol doesn't seem to do the job of giving you the chemical reaction of happiness, which you are not getting through the real natural ways of getting happiness, which is through proper healthy relationships, you go through alcohol, and then when alcohol, your crutch, which is your crutch, your chemical crutch to achieve your happiness, when it doesn't seem to give you the high that you need, then you go to more and more drugs. And just to wind it up, don't take weed or anything that gives you hallucinates you or anything like that. It might have some benefits, but the overall damage it causes you is a lot worse. Thank you for watching.